I screwed up. My mic was muted. But hey, everyone, welcome to the show. My name is Matt Jarbo. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Space Jam 2 and this new controversy that is going to be probably something that's going to carry on for a number of months. And that's, of course, going to be crazy to talk about. But this episode today is brought to you by Patio Commentary. This is my alternate movie history podcast. Check it out, youtube.com/Patio Commentary. New episodes this Friday. So let's get to the news right now. Oh, what a day. What a day. What a day. You know, I'm still recovering, in case you're wondering. Today it's hurting a bit more. This stream is probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual, only because I'm actually I thought I was okay, and I'm actually in a lot more pain than I thought I was when I scheduled the stream. So we'll keep it at like an hour. We'll go through the Space Jam stuff. I did invite some friends. If they come over, cool. If not, we'll drop the link about maybe 20 minutes in. You guys can come in, chit chat with me for the remainder of the time, and that's how we're going to do it. But before we jump in, let's see here. Bear Pigs 2021, people canceling something. And what's really funny is about this whole thing are from the general anti cancel culture crowd, right? The cancel culture crowd, showing, that in politics, hypocrisy means nothing. Let's see. Music Man here says, they be trying to cancel Space Jam 2 again? Really? Oh yeah. It's all political. It's all it is. Geekicidal Tendencies, thank you for coming here. It says, is Space Jam the relevant? Are you asking if Space Jam is relevant? I would argue no, but then again, I'm probably not the core demographic. Back in the 90s with the first movie, I was in basketball for a number of years. I played baseball for a number of years. I was a rather active fat kid, surprisingly. And I idolized Michael Jordan. So I really wanted to go see Space Jam. But LeBron, I haven't cared about basketball in 20 years. He is a very good player. He is a philanthropist, and I very much respect what he has done and what he has attempted to do. But this movie is a completely soulless cash grab, in my opinion, and I've talked about that. Music Man here asks, how are you feeling? Oh man, today's a bad day. I'm not going to lie. Today's kind of a bad day. It's hurting, man. It's really hurting, but we'll try to make it through. I think what it was is my painkillers wore off, and I was trying to hold off until a little bit later in the night before I took them. Anyway, Totaling Wolf here. Thank you for coming on in. Asks, does anyone really care about Space Jam 2? There's going to be a community of people out there that do care, and those are going to be basketball enthusiasts, fans of King James. Those are going to be the people that are going to be coming to this movie. And that makes sense. That makes sense. It would be like if Kobe Bryant was in Space Jam. He's got such a large, dedicated following that it would just make the most amount of sense that would be who you're trying to market to. And it's cross appeal. At least with Michael Jordan, there was cross appeal. Here, I don't know. I think LeBron is generally just known for basketball, and that's his main talent. I don't think he's that good of an actor, but we'll have to wait and see. And again, if this was Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe, that's still tragic. That's so bad. I'm saying at that moment, he would have been another person who could have probably done this whole thing. Jez here says, welcome to the Jarbo Jam. Jarbo Jam. All right, let's see here. Bianca Zombie comes in with a blistering hot take. Nobody cares about watching LeBron try to act. The guy seems slow. I think that's maybe a little bit on the mean side. But again, athletes aren't necessarily actors. In the case of, let's say, The Rock, and this whole thing came up last night about The Rock. The Rock did take acting lessons. He has gotten better. He has worked at his craft, and he has honed his craft because he's a very dedicated individual. And on that level, I fundamentally, to the core of my being, respect Dwayne Johnson for what he has accomplished. We might disagree over the tenets of his film career, but again, as a businessman, as an entertainer, as an athlete, as a human, I got nothing but respect for him, 100%. So, if The Rock was in Space Jam, honestly, I think that would be a bigger sell. I think The Rock would be able to be a little bit self-deprecating and kind of roll with the punches and have a bit of fun with it. But, I just don't really see it at all pretty well. Alex Jackson, thank you for coming in. Says here, I knew this was going to happen. Those right-wing people are so triggered. They are like the people on the left who are also triggered. Yeah, what you're looking for is, it's called the Horseshoe Theory, where it's just, imagine a horseshoe and you have the extremes on the left and the right, and they're basically the same. It's just on the other side of the shoe. So there's that. Let's see. Tony, what's up, buddy? He says, hello there. Hello there. I got to work on my Obi-Wan. Hello there. Hello there. Hello. Or Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello there. It's not, yeah, I can't do it. Can't do it. H-Bart's here. $5 right out the gate, buddy. Thank you so much. Says, hey, Matt, can we get a Kermit cut of Justice League? I know you got a stash at your house. That would be kind of funny. Kermit the Frog here. Faith, Alfred, Faith. I don't know, maybe I can't do it very well. That's my bad. I'm not the best with like imitating voices. I have been working on like my English and my Australian and my my Kiwi accents. The Australian and the Kiwi, that's very hard because they overlap in certain ways, or like I tend to kind of go towards the softer. And then I end up kind of, talking like, like I'll quote like The Simpsons, right? Like what is it? What is the line? That's not a knife. This is a knife. That's not a knife. That's a spoon. I see you played knifey spoony before. So like, you gotta like, I really love the Australian accent and would love to do more with it if I could. I sound terrible. I also enjoy kind of like the British accent, not so much Welsh. I can't really nail those particular vocal octaves, but I try. Anyway, I know we're all over the place here. Christian Rosas says, #restore the Snyderverse, man. I still want it. You know what I mean? I'm definitely down with that. Let's see. Music Man here says, damn, the Strokes are getting me spelling all night tonight. Okay. I don't know what that means, so thank you. Fourth 1000 here says, can't stand LeBron James. Is there a reason? Oh, okay. He follows it up by saying, LeBron does not have charisma. And that is kind of an issue. I mean, like, even if you look at the thumbnail here, just that look on his face, I think it's a pretty apt thumbnail for what we're talking about here. So, I get what you're trying to say. Let me take a quick look here. All right. Another H-Bart super chat. Thank you very much. It says, how long ago did you make me a mod? I just noticed now. I think I made you a mod last night. I trust you, good sir, to moderate my channel because I can appoint. This is the thing with modding. I can appoint you as a moderator, and you can't unappoint yourself. I'd have to like go in and like actually like remove you as a moderator. I think it's kind of a weird system, to be honest with you. I think it's kind of a weird system. When the Devil Laughs says here, Justice League is more relevant. Yeah, I would agree. Actually, I would agree. Goes on to say here, Kobe is just a global icon. But are you saying that as like a bad thing? I don't know. I don't know. There's that Underhaven here says, The Rock, you mean the movie star? Shut up, Annie. All right. I will not take your blasphemy here in my show. I got a message last night from somebody. I got to respond to it. And he was like, we should really debate the Rock thing, but when your back is better, because I'm on the pain pills and stuff. Let's see here. Toronto Freddy says, Space Jam 2 ain't got no game. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. Brandon Heaton here says that we have seen terrible trailers to great movies. And he's talking to Music Man. I completely agree, actually. I do agree. Brandon here also says, I really love the new Toon Squad uniforms. I mean, like, I kind of prefer the original. I don't mind like the design of the new ones. But again, like, I think I'm like so like just on a human level kind of against this movie because it does feel like such a massive corporate sellout. And I know people are saying that about like Ready Player One, but there was at least context for Ready Player One's existence and why it was the way it was. Here, this is taking place in literally an online server, which is like the Oasis in Ready Player One. And it has planet-like environments, just like the Oasis and Ready Player One. And it's all being built by fans who create these particular universes for the things that they love that are dedicated to one topic. Like there's like a Firefly planet, and it's like, again, and you watch the Space Jam trailer and it's the same thing. It's the absolute same thing. It's so creatively bankrupt. And that bothers me because it's like Space Jam was a cool concept at the time. And I know people have tried to argue that Space Jam was just a way to sell sneakers. And you know what? But they still wrapped it around a pretty decent story. I don't know what this one's trying to say. We're going to have to wait and see. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it, because if I'm talking about it in the negative, I'm still going to check it out because I feel like if I don't check it out, I don't got a leg to stand on in this argument. All right, let's see here. Solomon says, y'all tripping, man. You acting like Jordan carried the first Space Jam. The Looney Tunes did. Shake my head. But no. Here's the thing. Looney Tunes were definitely a part of it. Don't get me wrong. All right. I loved it when Marvin the Martian showed up because he's GOAT. But it was still a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is a reason why I went to go see Space Jam. They could have, because I loved Michael Jordan as well as I loved the Looney Tunes. They could have put Rodney Dangerfield in Space Jam. And I probably would have been like, I like Rodney, but it's not going to get me to go see it multiple times in theaters. So I disagree with you fundamentally because Michael Jordan, massive icon, and bigger than LeBron, huger, not even a word, but bigger than LeBron, bigger than Kobe in the time in the 90s. And especially because it tied in with his return to the NBA. So unless this is going to have some actual, you could almost argue real world repercussion or consequence in this movie, then it's not going to be the same. And I think you're wrong. Anyway, H-Bart's here. Another $5. Thank you very much, dude. Says, since I'm a mod now, explain the cliffhanger last night. Okay. So the cliffhanger last night was I said I was going to end the stream on I was going to tell you guys a movie that I hadn't seen. And then I was going to end the stream. And I said, Godfather. I have not seen the Godfather trilogy. I own it. I bought the collector's edition that came out a number of years ago. And I own it. And it's unopened and it's sitting in a bin. And I need to pull it out and I need to watch it. So I need to do that. H-Bart's kind of lost his shit over it a little bit. He was like, his response was hysterical. And I did DM him and tell him this too. So there we go. Oh, Music Man says here, I had a stroke. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, dude. I didn't know. I wasn't too sure what you were trying to say there. Man, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a stroke, dude. Feel better, man. Let's see here. Mad1306 says, I love LeBron, so I'm glad he speaks out and says what other athletes are scared to say in fear of backlash. Here's the deal. I agree with you to an extent, but when Hong Kong was fighting for their independence, and LeBron was pretty silent about the Chinese government because of the NBA's ties to the Chinese government. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not trying to call the dude a hypocrite, but I'm saying you could argue that there's some hypocrisy there, right? There's definitely some hypocrisy. So with any luck, the movie will come and go and whatever, but I guarantee, the thing is Warner's wants this to play in China. So LeBron couldn't say anything. He couldn't say anything. And here he says something and it has it has a backlash to it. So we'll talk about that here in a second. Let's see here. Jez here says, Michael Jordan was an amazing player. Yep. Ocelot here says the rabbit in Space Jam is not hot anymore. All right, dude. All right. I get it, man. I get it. People in that Lola Bunny fetish, man. I get it. I understand. But some of those images that you saw of Lola Bunny, they were definitely altered. She don't got a chest like that and her legs ain't that long. Now, so you got to kind of roll with it a bit. You got to kind of, it's a cartoon, my dude. You can go to DeviantArt and just type in Lola Bunny Rule 34. If you're over the age of 18, if you're under the age of 18, forget what I just said. But if you're over the age of 18, type in Rule 34 Lola Bunny into a Google search engine and you know what? Have a bottle of Jergens next to you and go to town. Because you're an adult and I ain't going to kink shame. John here says, hopefully they cancel LeBron. He put someone's life at risk. Well, he did. And again, we'll bring it up here in a second. Okay. Music Man here says, oh no, just bad jokes were made. That's all. I'm fine. But thank you. I apologize if I offended anyone. No, you didn't offend anyone, dude. I just want to make sure you're good, man. You're here all the time and I appreciate you. So I didn't know you had a stroke. So it's that's some shit, dude. That's some fucking hardcore shit. So I'm glad you're okay. All right. I'm really glad you're okay. So That's what I want to say about that. But let's let us take a look here at some of the things that are being said. All right, bring up the tab here. Now, one of the things I thought was interesting about this was let me go back to the top. So this is being boycotted by upset fans after the controversial LeBron James tweet. Now, this is what it says. Ahead of its release in theaters and on HBO Max this summer, the upcoming sequel Space Jam 2 is at the center of yet another controversy, right? And it's funny because the first controversy was all about the droogs from A Clockwork Orange showing up in a kid's movie. You know, like, oh, you guys removed Pepe Le Pew because of a consent argument. That was also the lesson there. The moral lesson there was about consent, gaining affirmative consent. And they got rid of that, but they bring in the droogs, who are literally a band of thieving, raping murderers. So there is a controversy there, and they didn't really address it either. I thought that was interesting. Is that going to have an impact on ticket sales? No, not at all. Not one bit. Everyone's going to forget about it. However, this might. So it says, serving as a direct sequel to Space Jam stars LeBron. We all know that. Okay. Now, this is the controversy if you don't know. The controversy stems from a recent tweet posted by James after a police officer in Columbus, Ohio, shot and killed a 16-year-old girl wielding a knife. In LeBron's tweet, which has since been deleted, the basketball player posted an image of the officer and wrote, "You're next." The post was met with backlash, and James clarified his stance in a follow-up tweet. Now, and the thing is, like, we'll look at it down here, but like when he's saying, "I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police," he's not wrong. And that's not like a social justice warrior thing to say or a woke statement to make. I mean, when you break down the amount of black men who have died and white men who have died at the hands of the police, and you start running it against the, percentage of the population, black people do die, I think 2.5 more times than white people do to the population numbers. And that is math. So it's not like woke to say that. It's true. And this is an issue in our society at this point, especially during this last week. Whatever your thoughts on it might be, I would love for there to be less gun violence. That's my personal take. But then again, I'm a Bernie Sanders supporting liberal. So I like my politics to be out there and to be known by people. So you can agree with me or disagree with me. But either way, I just want to have a conversation about it. But what he says here in its entirety is, "I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system. And they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more accountability." And again, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way, especially coming off the George Floyd, Derek Chauvin trial this last week and how that turned out. But the situation with this particular girl who was shot and killed, I mean, she was like, the officer acted in like 3 seconds, right? And it's like, I don't want to sit there and like play the game of like, oh, you could have like tased her, you could have shot her in the leg. Someone even said you could shoot the knife out of her hand. It's like, it's not like the movies, right? Like when you are in real life, it's not like the movies, especially when it comes to takedowns with tasers. If that girl who had the knife, her adrenaline was pumped. It was through the roof. So a taser may not have actually taken her down. And by the time he would have been able to pull out the taser and fire off a shot, she might have killed the girl in the pink. And that, of course, is a political discussion up for debate at another time. All I'm saying is, from what I've seen in that moment, it was like that officer acted in a way that he felt was the most appropriate. And the guy, it's sad, it's tragic, because these are always tough conversations to have. And so I understand where LeBron is coming from. I understand what LeBron is saying. But here's where we start getting down to this guy right here, Jack Posobiec. I really dislike this guy. I think this is the kind of guy, let me tell you about Jack Posobiec. Jack Posobiec got popular on the internet, not because he was a Trump supporter. He got popular on the internet because he had a Game of Thrones fan site. I'm not making that up. Like, if you watch the Q Into the Storm documentary on HBO Max, which I very much recommend, they interview him a couple times, and you can see a Game of Thrones, like there's a framed image of Westeros on his wall, and that's from the days of being a Game of Thrones fan site. However, when Trump was running for office, Jack started to really, when he won, I think it's mostly when he won, and Jack started like playing up Pizzagate and being, he claims he's not a Pizzagate truther, but in my opinion, he totally is. And he even went as far as to organize people to go to a protest of Donald Trump and to hold up a Rape Melania sign. The Rape Melania was facing the back of the crowd, so any photographer would get that on the shot, right? It wasn't facing like the building, so no one in front could see it, but it was purposefully designed as a way to create controversy. And then, of course, he's done a bunch of other stunts over the years, and he's genuinely a pretty big piece of shit. However, if you want to laugh at him a little bit more, I would say go find any of the articles talking about his Bumble account and how that got out there while his wife was pregnant. It seems to be a thing with some people in that particular party. They like to run around when their wife is preggers. I'm just saying she can't get pregnant twice. Anyway, he's a piece of shit. I really don't like that guy. But he says boycott it, right? And you see it's got, a bunch of likes and hearts and stuff. Rod Hamilton here says LeBron James needs to be sent a message. Boycott this upcoming Space Jam film. Now, this guy clearly is just, he's all he is just a troll account. Harold Eustace Jr. says here, King James' hate for America runs so deep we should boycott Space Jam 2. I don't think there's hate for America there. He just wants accountability. But the thing is, the accountability is such a broad terminology that it just ends up getting kind of wrapped up in whatever political ideology you are coming at it from. That is the biggest problem with words like that, because they are so left up to interpretation that they simply just kind of, they're very difficult to talk about. Let's see, we got here, Rhode Island Republicans says, time to boycott King James, Space Jam 2, and Warner Brothers. You don't threaten police officers, especially when they just save someone from being stabbed. And that is, again, that is really what this whole thing kind of boils down to, is the fact that you've got all of this stuff going on, and it's like this guy right here. If you looked up the story, he took it down because he was wrong. He was wrong, in my opinion. But then he wants accountability, but then he's also, look at here. He demands accountability, right? But he's not taking accountability for this, right? He says, I took the tweet down because it's being caused or being used to cause more hate. All right. But that's not saying that his opinion, that he got the facts wrong, right? Or that he was wrong. This is again, he's talking about accountability, but he's not giving accountability. So, there's a bit of hypocrisy there, and that's what's going to also fuel this type of outrage, because people are going to dive into it. We got another guy here, Donab, says, well, he comes back in a response saying, just because you saying boycott Space Jam has motivated me to want to watch it. Thanks for the ad. I mean, this guy was probably already going to watch it anyway. You got Noah Perkins here. 2 facts. Most people would boycott Space Jam weren't going to see it anyway. The people who bitch and moan about cancel culture the most are the people that encourage it the most. And that's kind of the big factor here, right? It's kind of the big factor. They are trying to cancel it. This is going to be, again, with Donald Trump not in office right now, and I'm not trying to get too political. This is a movie channel, but this is a political based situation. Without Trump out there to kind of fuel the fire in a number of ways, these guys are really left holding their own tail because they don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with themselves because they need to manufacture drama. This is literally just handing to them on a silver platter. The same went for Gina Carano, right? She handed the Fandom Menace like this whole situation on a platter. She handed them a feast that they could live off of for like a year on a silver platter because of the stupid shit that she did. And that is kind of what's happening here as well, because this is unfortunately the same thing. Now we go into the whole situation about Pepe Le Pew and the Lola Bunny situation. It's a kid's movie, man. People are freaking out about Lola Bunny having titties or not having titties. I don't know. I mean, if you look, Pornhub exists, like you don't need to whack it to like Lola Bunny. And so a lot of people can boycott it. Let's get it trending and all this kind of nonsense right here. Right. And it's like, this is the situation. This is why people are going to go after it. Now, the question then will become, will this have any actual bearing on the movie? And the answer to that is no, because the movie is not made for those people. And I know that sounds like a Brie Larson way of saying it, but it's true. That movie is designed for families, for one. But if you're going to get upset at this situation, if you're going to get upset at LeBron saying something, but you're totally going to go buy Donald Trump's next book that he didn't even write, then, you don't really have a leg to stand on here, because all this is political theater. And it really sucks, because going back to Gamergate days back in 2014, when it was political, 2012 was when it really started. But back when everyone was trying to politicize gaming, and then it moved into comics with Comicsgate, and then it moved into movies with The Last Jedi and The Phantom Menace. Now what you have is you just have a sea of people that are looking for things to get mad about, that are looking for things to get upset about, that all they care about is just outrage clicks. And this is how they make their money, by keeping you literally mad, keeping you angry, keeping you upset. And it's why, man? I want to, here's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to like Space Jam, but I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it and stuff. So real quick. All right, let's see here. Ocelot says, can we call in to talk about Lola Bunny? Yeah, if you want to call and talk about Lola Bunny, Ocelot, you can call in and talk about Lola Bunny. HWAD's here with $5. Thank you very much, sir. Ben Shapiro loves Home Depot. Also, him and Abby are the same. Yeah, that's true. On both fronts. I mean, it's Abby Shapiro is attractive. I will say it. But in the right light, she looks just like her brother, and that confuses me. All right, let's see here. So anyway, okay. Go here, Gamergate. Yeah, I know, man. I know. All right. I think Lola Bunny would make a good defense lawyer in this case of public police reality. Jeez. I don't know how. But if you want to, here's the thing, Ocelot. I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to drop the link because we got about 30 minutes left. Judy Hopps greater than Lola Bunny. Oh yeah, dude, 100%. I just watched Zootopia again the other day. I fucking love that movie. I'll drop the link in if you guys want to call on in. We'll keep it short, keep a topic, have a topic that you want to talk about, and keep it kind of on point with what we're talking about here. So if you don't have that, then maybe don't call in. I know some people call in and they don't really have a topic, and that's okay, but let's keep it on point tonight. So there's that. Anyway, based Matt. Yeah, 100%. All right. So Shifty Gizmir says, if you're going to whack it to an animal character, at least have some standards and let it be Chitara. Some people really like that 30-year-old wine mom body, and Chitara, it just, I don't know, man. That looks too crazy for me. A little bit too crazy for me. I don't know. That's not my cup of tea. You'll never catch me going to a furry festival. So there's that. All right. Oh, we got our first person of the night. We got Anthony.
How you doing, Matt?
I'm surviving, dude. I'm surviving.
I just got a sore throat.
Well, that's good, man. That's good that you got you don't have what I have. Sore throat sucks, but I've got the broken back.
Outside. I was outside last Saturday going to a wrestling signing.
Well, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of Mortal Kombat today.
Oh, nice. I haven't seen any of it yet.
It was so good.
Nice. I might pop it on before I go to bed. Just take my painkillers and lay down. So what you got? You got Mickey Rourke and Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, both.
Nice.
My brother gave me that. This is Tupac's one of Tupac's final movie.
Yeah, I believe his last movie was Gridlock.
Gang related.
Yeah, which one was it?
Gang related.
That's right. Gang related with John Belushi.
Belushi.
Jim Belushi. Sorry.
Okay.
But then I know I liked Gang related quite a bit, but Gridlocked with Tim Roth was really good.
Yeah. Just recovering from a cold. I will also watch Psycho Gorman.
Okay, I've heard of that one. I haven't seen it yet.
It's awesome. So my topic is the Oscars.
Okay.
Oscars is on in mere hours. I'm gonna watch that.
I am not.
Wow.
I tell you this, dude. I haven't cared about the Oscars in 20 years. Right? I just haven't I haven't cared at all. I worked for a company that did the flowers for the Oscars. So I've heard a lot about them, and it's just another one of those productions that the average person doesn't care about. I mean, during COVID specifically, do you care as a person who's been cooped up for a year to go and see celebrities all dress up and go out there and and glad hand each other and pat each other on the back for making a mediocre movie that no one else is going to see?
The only Oscar movie I watched so far is Promising Young Woman.
I haven't seen that, but the ending was spoiled for me.
Whoa.
And then I still want to see it. I hear I want to see Nomadland. I think that's on Hulu, and I have a feeling that's going to win Best Picture because a lot of people are. That's the general consensus right now, and I think Marvel might drop an Eternals trailer tomorrow, or Monday. If it does win,
I saw the Shang-Chi trailer.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Good.
Like Aquafina says, we're a team.
Yeah, not my favorite line, to be honest with you. But
I'm gonna go see Mortal Kombat again on Thursday with my worker.
Oh, nice. Oh, were you watching it today on HBO Max?
I was watching it on my Skylar.
Oh, okay.
And it stopped.
Oh, and it stopped? Oh, you got like a preview of it?
Well, I watched the whole thing, but my stepdad was not happy.
Oh.
And I got some candles.
Cool.
My mom bought me that. You know, it's been a good week for me. I got up one morning and I had a cold.
Well, I mean, the only thing you can really do to fight a cold is have a lot of vitamin C and liquids.
A lot of honey. My mom was taking honey for me for my cough. But Shutter, man, is a lot of money.
Yeah, honey is a bit expensive. So
not honey, Shutter.
Oh, cheddar?
Shutter.
What's that? Oh, Shutter.
Shutter's a lot of money. You have to have your credit card out.
Yeah. I haven't subscribed to Shutter because I have too many.
My boy Joe Bob Bricks.
Oh, do you watch The Last Drive-In?
No. I was disappointed that I have to pay all that credit card money.
Well, I mean, it's a service, you know. I mean, I get it, but
so I'm doing good.
That's good, man.
I'm doing good. I'm dropping a couple of pounds and everything.
That's good, man. You gotta get out there and walk around and be more active. I got to do that too.
I gotta be more active. Get a girl, maybe Jill, but unfortunately, Jill has fallen on deaf ears. She hasn't responded. She's busy.
Jill, now you mentioned her before, right?
Yes, Jill Barger.
And what is she from?
Brooklyn Nets, but she's originally from Tennessee.
Oh, right. She's a cheerleader for the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
And then you were asking her out on Instagram.
Yes, but unfortunately, no response.
Well, I mean, you know, she's a busy woman. I'm sure there's a lot of suitors that reach out, you know, and want to take her out. You know, I'm sure that she gets a lot of attention, but that's okay. You know, you got to just, you know, maybe like wait and then try your best. Like maybe wait for a different time. You know, don't repeatedly do it because that scares women away. All right.
And I saw the Falcon Winter Soldier. I saw Falcon's new costume. OMG, Cat 4 is coming.
Yep, that's going to be a lot of fun too. That's going to.
I'm the 10-year anniversry of first Avengers coming up. The 10-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I saw that when I was like 28, 29. I saw it in 34th Street in the city.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out too. What was I? 29 at the time. So yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So 10 years of Captain America plus 10 years of Thor plus 10 years of X-Men, 10 years of Green Lantern.
Well, we don't really talk about Green Lantern, do we?
No, but X-Men First Class came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. That's crazy to think.
For me, it was like a comeback story because I lost everything. I lost my job the prior year. I had new people helping me. 2011 was like a comeback year for me.
Well, good. You know, think back on the last 10 years and you know, write that in your biography.
I will, Map. I'm hopefully I get some more stuff, you know.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could always, you know, just start cold DMing people on Instagram and seeing what happens.
Yeah, well, Lloyd's very busy, you know, right now. He's busy with the festivals and everything coming up. Trauma Dance is going to be in Pennsylvania. I'm not going to go.
Yeah, no, I understand.
And Comic-Con's coming back.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, man. Well, we'll have to find out more information about that as it goes on. But hey, man, I got other people in the back.
Matthew.
All right, thanks a lot, Anthony. Have a good one, buddy. All right, thank you very much, Anthony. Anthony likes to come on in. Tony here says, "Our man, Anthony." That's right. Anthony is a very dedicated watcher of the channel, and I really appreciate that. So thank you. Also, real quick here, HBart's $2. One of these days I'll call in. Well, you better, goddammit. And all right, this next person, I swear, I'm not having the conversation right now, man. But I'm not.
Hey,
cool. What's up,
Matt? What's
up, man?
Oh, it's good to be on the show.
Yeah.
Now listen, I know we can't do the Rock thing tonight. You're on your pain meds. I get it.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah.
ready for it. I'm not ready for that full blown debate. I get it.
I have to have I have to have time to do my research and whatnot.
I've got my research right here, man. I've got my binder pulled up. I've got the papers. I've got it ready, man. But
my all because I had a hot take that was more in jest than anything else, and people took it seriously, so I just doubled down on it.
Yes, Matt. You know what? That thing is, I care about this. I'm a man who cares about his life. I'm a man who cares about The Rock. I care about this stuff, man.
I'm glad.
So
you have the passion for me and for you, and probably 18 other people.
I do. I have the money for 18 other people too. I go to the movies 20 times just to see The Rock.
You can't be serious on that. You can't be serious.
That's a shit post. I am going to the free Fast and Furious showings all through that the next couple weeks here.
I saw that. That's coming out. Yeah, I got to check my theater.
I already got my tickets reserved for The Rock.
Nice. Fast 5 is the one I think I would choose to go see again in theaters. If I could only pick one, Fast 5 would be it, because I just think that's such a fun movie.
No, Fast 5 is great. The safe scenes in that is awesome. Actually, I think Furious 7 would be the one that's the best. But I'm going to go see all of them because I've got nothing else going on.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much I liked Furious 7.
Furious 7's when they took it from being really kind of okay into being full stupid territory, and that's when it started working again for me.
Well,
but Matt,
I agree.
I agree, Matt. Listen, man, all I want to say is we need to do this debate, but we need to do it right. We need to build this shit up. You and me, man, one-on-one on The Rock. And we'll do it, but we got to do it right. But that's
like a promotional sort of thing. What am I going to be, the heel?
No, you can be the face. It's your channel. I'll be the heel now. I'll let you have that.
I think I work better as the heel, to be honest with you. I just feel like I'm more attuned with that particular mindset. But we'll have to see. Yeah.
I understand, Matt. All I just want to say is to the people watching, don't just listen to him. The Rock is a movie star. Don't let him convince you otherwise. He's a movie star. He is a star of movies. Matt.
He is. Yeah, he is. Yes, by the literal definition. Yes, you are correct. The literal definition. But do you really call Tooth Fairy a movie?
Yes.
I will say though, Seth MacFarlane popping up in that film was definitely an interesting surprise.
It was quite nice,
Yeah.
I even consider I've seen all the Rock's movies. I watched. I think it was a lot last year. Went through the whole discography of everything. And
what's your favorite? What's your favorite Rock movie?
The best Rock movie, by and away, is probably. It's either. I really liked him in. Furious 7's good. I actually really like Central Intelligence. I know people don't like that movie too much, but I think it's pretty well done. Probably the best Rock movie I saw was. What was that? It was this one where he's probably Scorpion King, maybe Mummy 2. It might be Mummy 2 actually. Mummy 2
where he only had 3 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, but he was actually Scorpion King.
Scorpion King. I liked Scorpion King a lot. I liked it a lot. I was laughing because I'm wait, he was the bad guy in The Mummy Returns, and then now he's the good guy, and then eventually he's going to become the bad guy, and then he didn't go on and do any sequels.
No, because Scorpion King is all you need. You just need to do that one movie, and that's it.
Oh, they've done 4, I think 3 or 4 other ones.
Well, yeah, but okay, so we don't count the Tom Cruise one and the Dragon Emperor, whatever. Listen, man, Stephen Sommers went on to do some weird stuff with that. He's an interesting director. He's a weird guy, but
I know. I would love to see more Stephen Sommers.
I know. He's a St. Cloud. He's from the same town I'm from. He's a personal friend, not a personal direct friend, but he's my guy. I support him. Same with Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser is a man they dropped the ball on, Matt. He was the guy. He could have been a top star in everything. He had everything. He had charisma, action ability, comedy. He had the full 9 yards. The Cham was the man.
I completely agree. And it started really with Encino Man, right?
Yes.
And then moving through, that brief cameo appearance in The Army Now. And what was it? What was the one Pauly Shore did with Carla Gugino? Son-in-law.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I just loved all the little Link stuff. But no, I agree. I think The Mummy has definitely withstood the test of time. I love it. Just such a fun action adventure movie. And I really was hoping that Brendan Fraser would get a lot more. But then he got fucked over. He got fucked over by what, alimony with his wife?
No, what fucked him over originally is I think some guy molested him at one of the studios, and then he kind of was not comfortable with that, and then they just made him shut up. So they stopped giving him roles essentially to shut him up, and then he never worked out with anything else. And then his wife divorced him, and he got broke from alimony.
Wow.
Listen, Matt, he was paying like close to $1 million a year in alimony, which when he was a big movie star, that makes sense because he makes a ton of money. But when he's not a big movie star, it's like he's like cutting into a ton of shit. It was terrible.
Yeah, I remember there was like he popped up in like one movie, and it was like this. I think he was like some weird drama that he just like showed up in, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why isn't he doing more action stuff? You know, I mean, at least now he's got Doom Patrol.
Yeah, he's got the comic book stuff, I guess. He hurt his leg bad. That's one of the reasons why he stopped doing his own movies, because he used to do all his own stunts and stuff.
Okay.
And then he hurt his leg bad, and now he doesn't do action movies anymore because he can't work out, can't get that physique up anymore, man.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Hollywood and wrestling is the very same thing. You don't keep that physique, you don't keep that healthy, you're out. You're just out on the streets, man. You don't got any chances. It's over. Now, Matt, I gotta go, but I have one thing before I go, and I just want to bring this up for you. I just want you to remember this. Just want you to remember this for our little debate.
Okay.
Really think about this, all right? If The Rock wasn't a movie star, Matt, if he wasn't really a movie star, which I just want to remind you is your take on this position. That's what you have said.
Yeah.
That's what you have said that you believe.
Yes, that's what I have said, yes. I've said it multiple times.
That you believe The Rock isn't a movie star. Why is it then, Matt, that when The Rock gets the movie star on the Walk of Fame, he gets the big one? And you know what? He get one for television, for wrestling, because he's a famous wrestler, one of the biggest wrestling star ever, the biggest draw of all time, the highest pay-per-view draw of all time was him and John Cena at WrestleMania. When he gets that star, it's not for TV. It's a movie star, Matt. A movie star.
But he had to pay for it. He had to pay for it.
Yeah, but they don't just sell that to anyone.
Yeah,
People
they do.
have to buy Ferraris.
Okay?
But they choose who gets the Ferrari. Ferrari, the company, chooses who gets to own the Ferrari.
Melissa McCarthy has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
She deserves it.
For what?
For being in movies. Wait, she was in like a couple. Wait, wasn't she in Bridesmaids?
She was in Bridesmaids, and
that was very successful, like probably one of the most successful comedy films of the 2010s. I don't even like that movie, man. I think it's a bad movie. I think Melissa McCarthy isn't funny. But the reality is, Matt, she did portray in one of the top comedy movies of the last decade. That was something she was in. Would Bill Murray deserve a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame if he was just in Ghostbusters? Nothing else, just in Ghostbusters. Should he be on the Walk of Fame?
Yes.
Exactly. Because he was a top comedy of the 80s. Now,
but also, you know, and I see your point. Don't get me wrong. Like, if The Rock gets it, I'm happy for him. You know, but like Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, they're on there too because you pay for it. That's
Kevin
like
Smith definitely belongs on there. Kevin Smith is one of the greatest actors of our generation, Matt. Him, the Sandler-verse characters all belong on Hollywood Walk of Fame.
So you want Alan Covert to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
No, I don't know who he is.
He was the main guy in Grandma's Boy.
No, he doesn't deserve it.
You should see him on Twitter, man. Like, I followed him for a while, and he's like a hardcore like right winger, and he just fights everybody all day. And I'm like, this is why you're not working. This is why you can't.
You know what? That's actually not true, Matt. The reason he's not working is because he wasn't funny. At the end of the day, he just wasn't funny enough. That's my personal take on that one.
For one, I love Grandma's Boy. It's like a 16-year-old movie, but it's still so fucking funny. It also speaks to like that really weird part of my brain that just likes degenerate humor.
Yes.
It's like, you know, in the very beginning when he's like jerking off to Laura Croft doll and like turns around and starts coming on the guy's mom. I can't stop coming. That's total early 2000s comedy right there.
Yeah.
You know, they won't do that anymore. They won't do that shit anymore.
They're afraid to. They're afraid to be funny, Matt. They're afraid to take the risk to be funny. But Matt, I have another question. Rob Schneider. Does Rob Schneider belong on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? I think he does.
Yes, for one movie. And that is going to be The Hot Chick.
Yes. I also think for Bruce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Oh, yeah. But not European.
No, just
European was terrible.
He's an immortal actor. What do you think? Is Rob Schneider the best actor of our generation? Is he the top comedian? I
would say he had his shot. I think he had a shot for a while, you know? And then he did really, really, really bad movies like The Animal. Yes. That like the female co-star was one of the chicks from Survivor, you know? Yes. But I would say Adam Sandler is one of the top comedians of our generation.
Adam Sandler is one of the top. He's like he's actually the closest. When we have our debate, I was going to go through the whole list of actors who haven't been leads in franchises, and Adam Sandler was one of them. Because he has not been a lead in a major movie franchise, Matt.
No, it's true, he hasn't.
He doesn't do basically any sequels besides Grown Ups 2, but like almost all of his movies don't have sequels. They just
but I mean, he literally like they'll give him whatever he wants, because there's a draw for him. I mean,
yes.
Like Netflix. How many movies has he done with Netflix? Like 8, 9?
He's got like a 20 movie deal, I think. It's something ridiculous. But you know why? Because people watch it. The reality is probably more people watched Hubie Halloween than all the movies nominated at the Oscars.
Oh yeah. I watched Hubie Halloween. I haven't seen any of the movies nominated for the Oscars, and I liked Hubie Halloween. It was terrible, but I had fun with it.
I enjoyed Hubie Halloween. That's the truth, is Matt. Adam Sandler's a star, and The Rock is a star too, because he also drives the sales. He listen, Matt. I don't want to say this. Didn't want to bring this up. Here's a fun fact. Rock's movie production company, $7 Productions. Your movie channel, $3 theater. Think about it, Matt. He's been in your head this entire time. I
ripped it off from a theater I worked at that was $3.
Yeah, and he ripped it off from having only $7 in his pocket when he was on the street, when he was down and out, Matt. When he was at the bottom of the barrel, that's where he had $7.
Well, he's definitely worth a lot now. Although I will say, I have you watched any of his TikToks where he'll do just like repeated shots of his own tequila?
Yes,
those are funny. Those are really funny.
Well, the thing is, it's just subtle advertising. You know his tequila. You know what his tequila is now, Matt, because he's so charismatic.
Well, I know he has a tequila. I can't tell you what his name is.
Yeah, but when you go to the store and you see the tequila, you'll subconsciously know that's The Rock's tequila, and then you're going to want to buy it. You want to do shots like The Rock.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I haven't had booze in 2 years. So,
well, that's fair. Then you won't, but someone will.
Yeah, someone
Not
will.
You, Matt.
Someone will like send a bottle of that to my PO box or something, and they'll be like, "Here you go." Like, all right.
Who could that someone be?
I don't know.
I don't have that much money. I'm sorry, man.
I don't know what. I'm pretty sure he charges a lot. It's not Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Skull vodka.
They sold that at my liquor store I worked at. That shit looked always cool. It looked nice.
I would buy it just to get the skull, right? Just for the skull.
Clasp it in your hands, Matt.
But don't you think like The Rock should sell like the alcohol in like the shape of a boulder? That should be the glass, the shape of a boulder.
See, that would be good for you, Matt, but it should be in the shape of a bull. The bull, he's the Brahma bull, the bull horns. Come on, that's what it should really be in the shape of. And I'm right. That's his thing. Get the big bull tattoo there.
Yeah,
that's what he should do.
I will say this though, I really loved him in Moana.
See, I didn't like Moana. That was my least favorite movie of the ones I watched with him. But I also don't like the Disney musicals. I'm just not a fan of.
Okay, well, Lin-Manuel Miranda from Hamilton did the music for Moana, so it's very on point for. I don't know. I have kids, so I watch a lot of Disney movies.
Oh, I bet.
Like, how many times I've watched like the fucking Tinkerbell films in the last 2 weeks? There's 5 of them, and my daughter's like, "Can I watch Tinkerbell? Can I watch Tinkerbell?" And I'm like, "Which one?" And she's like, "The pirate one." Or she's like the snow one, and I'm like, oh my god, you're learning to use more words. I can't just put on Shrek and walk away.
Well, she's making the choices, man. You gotta let her make those choices.
I know. Oh no, she
okay. Here's your one. It's fine until one day she learns to use the remote, and then you don't get to pick for her anymore. And she's
close.
out of your hands.
She's close.
Flown the coop.
She's close.
I know.
She's so close.
You're mad now, but when the time comes, she gets to pick. You're gonna be sad. It's gone. That's
no, you know what? I will. I started thinking about that the other day. About like when my kids get old enough and they leave, it's gonna be like nice because I'll be able to sleep in and like not have to worry about it. But I'll also be like, damn, I miss having my kids around because my kids are great. I love my kids.
Yes.
They're a lot of fun.
That's good. I'm glad you love your children, Matt. But this is where I must sign off. But I must.
All right.
We must discuss this like adult men. We must go one-on-one. Where I'm not a child, man. I'm not a. You think I'm a child? I'm a
I don't think you're a child. I think you have opinions, and I'm pretty sure you got at least one pubic hair.
You are correct, Matt. I have
all right.
One.
At least long and curly. It's the last survivor.
Maybe you don't know. I'm not going to show you. That's very gross.
That's a very PPP thing to do.
Yeah, it would be. Oh god. Well, let's not talk about him. This is an important discussion, though, Matt. And I'm not.
All right.
This will not be the last time we have a discussion. And when it does happen, when you're healthy, when you're at 100%, because I want you at 100%, Matt. I want you at your A game, because I am going to logically and emotionally destroy you when I prove that The Rock is a movie star. It's a fact. It's a fact of life, Matt. That's what it is.
Okay. All right. I have a feeling you will make a compelling argument.
I do.
And I have a feeling I will have a very like cynical response to it.
I'm sure you will, but the reality is, I know the cynical response, Matt. I've prepared it. I have done this debate 1,000 times in my head, 1,000 times over and over, all night long. That's all I think about these last few weeks is debating you on The Rock.
Yeah, apparently it's so funny I say that. It's like so many people got so mad at me. I'm all like,
yeah, people are mad at you, Matt, because it's a bad take.
people are more mad at me for this than like the flagging shit from 3 years ago. You know, like
Yeah.
I've got some interesting comments about that too. It's all like, what
Well, because
You know?
it's the one of those takes, Matt, that the context, like the actual seriousness of it isn't that bad, but the audacity of it is straightly insane. It's completely insane.
That's why I love saying it, because it just gets such a reaction out of people. It just really does.
Well, I think deep down, you actually do believe it, and I really want to make sure you don't believe it anymore. And that's all I want.
No, here's the thing. I love The Rock's. I really like his movies. I've been a fan for since probably like The Rundown back in 2003. And
That's a good movie. Yeah,
I love The Rundown. That's a movie that needed sequels. I think him and Sean William Scott and Rosario Dawson did a great job.
Yeah,
Also,
that was a good.
Ernie Reyes Jr., man. Like I watched a lot of him when I was a kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 and stuff. So it's like him popping up in that movie. And then I liked it. I liked it a lot. So I like The Rock. I think he's funny. I just like to kind of give him, I just wish he would commit. That's where I'm at with it. The summarize it. It's just commitment, in my opinion.
Well,
You know?
here's the deal, Matt, and I'll just make this just a preview of my excellent arguments that I've got
okay.
in here. You know who else didn't commit? Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger did not commit. He did not start as a movie star. He started as a bodybuilder, became a movie star, and then he became a governor. That was the path he took.
I know. I ran against him in California in 2003.
I know you did, and you did lose, unfortunately.
I did. Yeah.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger won then, and the reality is The Rock is on the same path as Schwarzenegger, but to deny that Schwarzenegger was a movie star, I think that's kind of ridiculous, don't you, Matt?
I mean, like I could probably find an argument for it. So
the parallels between the two, I think he's one of the most iconic movie stars of all time. Schwarzenegger is, and I think when The Rock is done, he will also be one of the most.
Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this. Well, let me just kind of like put this back out there. Outside of, let's say, Hobbs from Fast and Furious, okay, what notable character would The Rock be remembered for?
Outside the Terminator, what notable character is Schwarzenegger known for?
Richard Kimball from fucking Kindergarten Cop.
Okay, then the guy from Central Intelligence, whatever his name was.
No. Because no. Who is your daddy and what does he do? That shit lives on. All right, like that shit lives on. The Rock.
Is true. But that's a Schwarzenegger accent. That's not just Kindergarten Cop. I mean, that was before movies. People were enjoying that when he was in bodybuilding, when he was doing the Mr. Hercules.
Nah. You put Kimball up on those kids.
I'm working out and I am coming when I am working out, Matt. That was Schwarzenegger classic. You know I'm right on that one.
Nah, I think it's, there's a difference between bodybuilding and being in the movie. I mean, I can understand what the parallel you're trying to make is, but if The Rock took, Can You Smell What The Rock Is Cooking and put it in movies, you might have an argument there. All right. But it's like, he's got he only has like the one catchphrase. There's many quotables to Arnold over the years.
The Rock has like 20 catchphrases, dude. I know you don't watch wrestling, but SmackDown is The Rock. You smell what The Rock is cooking. It doesn't matter what your name is. Breaking some humble. There's plenty I could go in.
I don't watch wrestling, so all that's lost on me.
Well, SmackDown. That's the word he invented. He invented
I have no
that
idea.
word.
No idea.
He literally added a word to the English language, Matt. That's something he did.
Wow, good for him. I'm not even being like sarcastic on that. Like literally good for him. No,
I understand, but we're just doing the debate now. I'm sorry. We won't do it now. I know you got to go, but that's the preview, gentlemen. I mean, we shall continue this another date, Matt, but
I think it'll be a lot of fun because I like your energy, even though I'm like really fucked up right now, but I like your energy. And I think you legitimately want to have the debate and not have it be just a shit show. Right?
No,
like,
I
can respect that. I can respect that. I really do respect that, actually. Because when I was up against PPP, it turned into this massive shit show. But no, I think you're putting your ducks in a row and you're getting your research ready. So I can respect that.
I've got my arguments. Another man who's never, the iconic movie character who's never in a series, Matt. Robert De Niro Does not known for any serious series, but he's an iconic actor. I can keep going. I got the list, man.
Well, I mean, he was in the Meet the Parents franchise.
That was after he was a star, I would argue. That would be my argument.
Well, I mean, like, wouldn't you argue that 20 years being on the scene that The Rock has been, wouldn't that make him a star? I mean, by your logic at that point. And you think so, but you're trying to argue then against Robert De Niro starring in 3 movies in a franchise.
My argument is that Robert De Niro was the star before he was in a franchise. So he was in movies starting in the 70s, and by, the end of the 70s or even like the mid 80s, he was a major movie star. I would argue without being in a movie series. I don't think that that's a necessary step to becoming a movie star. That's my main argument. And in fact, we'll get to it, but I don't want to. We shouldn't go too deep. I'll let you go, Matt. I gotta go. I think my friend locked himself out of the apartment. I gotta go let him in. So,
all right, man. Well, hey, have yourself a great night. We'll talk soon. All right. Thanks for coming in, Gahul. Ow, that hurts. My rib is so bruised. Oh my god. All right, Arkham Gaming. Thank you for waiting, man.
Hi, how are you doing?
I am trying to stay awake. I am physically in pain right now.
Who needs sleep?
My body, because that's how I come back.
I barely sleep. I go stream to stream to stream. Like, who cares anymore? Like,
I was over on Poindexter Lounge's stream, and then like when I got there, it just ended up turning into this like really, it turned into something that I really wasn't able to talk about because I had made an agreement to not say anything, and so I just kind of sat there and went like, you know what, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna, sit here and build up my own stream, and then we'll talk for a while,
But what are your thoughts on the Mortal Kombat movie?
I haven't seen it yet, and so what I'm gonna do is, you're the last call. I'm gonna go and get ready for bed, and then I'm probably gonna put it on and watch it, because I gotta let the drugs kick in before I can go to sleep.
If you didn't see, what are your thoughts on director's cut? Like, I'm happy that Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, and he deserved it to come out. But I'm a little worried because, yes, movies get cut. Like, certain scenes get cut. I heard that some scenes get made in the movie. But the one thing that I think it's a little ridiculous that people think you just add, even if a movie has, like, nothing to mess with and nothing's cut with. That doesn't mean it's gonna be a good movie. I think people, when they think of director's cut, they think it's gonna be excellent. And that,
well, in some cases, it like there are some directors that is just kind of a given, right? Like Ridley Scott, for example. The director's cut of Blade Runner is better than the theatrical. The final cut of Blade Runner is better than the theatrical. We had a whole discussion about Blade Runner last night. If you missed it, I don't know. But then you've also got Zach, who, the unrated director's cut of Dawn of the Dead, I feel was better than the original, than the theatrical. Sucker Punch, I haven't seen the extended cut. Everyone tells me that it's better because I feel the theatrical was butchered. Watchmen, both, the director's cut of Watchmen really expanded the mythos, and made it much more watchable in some way. BVS, same thing. I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but it's like there are some movies out there that the director's cut doesn't make any sense. Like, for example, Suicide Squad. Yeah, they had the extended cut, and it did nothing for the movie. It added 15 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't do really much.
Oh no, dude! Like when I bought that, right, when it came out, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this shit, because I was kind of expecting like it was gonna be like, this is my own fault too. I was expecting that it was gonna be like the like BVS Ultimate Edition, right? Like it was going to be like that extra shit that was missing. And then it was 15 minutes of like, what the hell? And honestly, I haven't watched it since then. I would rather go watch the theatrical cut again, because the extended cut didn't do anything for me. But now that we know that the Ayer cut exists to an extent, and that should be the next move of the Snyder Cut fandom is push for something that's tangible,
Yeah, like,
and then
the one thing that I respect that we get director's cut. Like, directors should have their own visions and nothing to be cut. But I feel like we're getting too many director's cut now, because now people are gonna say, like, I don't know, like, people are like want a director's cut for I know that people said that J.J. Abrams with the I think it was the last movie. I forgot the name of it, but the last Star Wars movie, they want director's cut for that. I feel like
Oh, right. Yeah. Rise. Well, I would argue that the Rise of Skywalker needs a director's cut.
yeah,
You know, like I would argue that like even the Last Jedi could use a director's cut as well,
yeah,
because if there was more story elements that could be fleshed out to make it a more like palatable story, because that's my complaint. Like, to be honest with you, with the Last Jedi, if they were to, if like they were to release a version of that movie, like before it came out, right? And I don't know why they didn't just cut the Luke Skywalker death scene by 5 seconds, and like to where he's just sitting there watching the twin suns on Octu. We obviously get the throwback to Tatooine, because that was more of a birthing moment, right? That was a birthing moment of Luke Skywalker when he watches the twin suns of Tatooine. You know, that was him looking out and longing for adventure, and realizing that then life was never going to be the same again, or at least we as the audience were getting that. If they would have cut that to just having him looking out and feeling that feeling again, I believe that like the Rise of the Last Jedi wouldn't have been as hated in some sort. Like by myself, my only real anger towards that movie is Luke Skywalker. I mean, there's other plot elements that were terrible.
Yeah, it's Luke Skywalker.
But it's Luke. Yeah, it's all Luke. It's like you, and then that's why I fucking cried, dude. When I watched Mandalorian season 2 finale, like I'm watching it on my computer where I'm at right now, and like all of a sudden, like you see the X-wing, or you hear like, oh, there's an X-wing approaching, just one X-wing, and you're like, wait, an X-wing? You know, I'm like, oh my God, I should have been recording this, to be honest with you. But like the X-wing lands, and then you see Grogu's head turn, and you're like, no way. And then like it just, that whole sequence, dude, like my eyes just welled up, and I just like started gushing. I was a slobbering mess. I was like Kevin Smith, that you would see him cry on everything. And I cried, and I don't even care. I'll talk about that, because like that was such, like that to me was completely making up for the ending of The Last Jedi, where it's like Luke got got treated like trash, I think, by Rian Johnson. In the ending there, I get everything else. I liked Luke up until that point, but just having him come in and then like take Grogu, but he like fights his way through the Dark Troopers, man. Like that to me meant more to me as a Star Wars fan than I can put into words. And I feel weird saying that, because I'm like, I'm almost 40. I'm 39, you know? And so like watching that take place, it made me feel like I was a kid, you know, it went right back to that emotional center. And
some people think that, like, I really like that scene. Some people say that you really didn't have to see Luke Skywalker's face. He could just had the thing, because some people say the CGI is not very good or something like that.
Yeah, no, I do actually completely agree on that one. At that point, like I've seen people. Have you seen the deep fakes people have done?
Yeah, I've seen the deep fakes, like,
and it's like those look way better.
Comparing it to like what I do understand. I know Mark Hamill's not then he's pretty old, and like I think like he did like some like mocap and stuff like that. So like I think they could have done better with the CGI, but like
yeah. But at the same time,
they could like use maybe a different actor. Like I really like Mark Hamill, but like he's getting older. He's getting like he's getting older and stuff like that. Like to me, I think him as like a voice actor, like he's like he did very very good as Luke Skywalker, but I don't think like he's getting too old now. Like if they want to do like a Luke Skywalker, people talk about Luke Skywalker. People bring up Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier. And I feel like that would make more sense, because think about, you don't want to like bring Mark Hamill every time you want to do series.
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, and plus, you know, like Sebastian Stan is at a good age, and you know, I mean, clearly, like a lot of people, Mark Hamill has given him the approval, you know, and coming off of the popularity of Falcon and Winter Soldier, it elevates Sebastian Stan. It just elevates his star power, right?
Did you like the finale?
I did. I had some issues with it. Like I need to do like a video talking about it tomorrow. I've just been in so much pain that it's hard for me to like. I'm even right now, like any kind of movement just hurts.
I really liked the finale, but there was some things that like I don't know, like
The
I
Sharon
liked
Carter
how-
stuff was a little iffy.
Yeah,
You know, like I called it a couple episodes ago. But like it was a little iffy on that front. However,
when I think of a season finale, it's supposed to give you that kind of like it's supposed to blow your mind, like a season, like a TV show, a lot of TV shows. It's supposed to like they have this big cliffhanger that's supposed to blow your mind or something like that. There wasn't that kind of feeling or anything like that.
well, I think coming off of WandaVision as it only being like a few weeks ago, really, that it ended, or a couple months ago now. But WandaVision had such like there was all that hype surrounding it, right?
Yeah,
And there's all the hype, and then people came up with their own theories, and they pushed it, you know, to these insane heights and stuff. And then at that point, they got disappointed because what they had built up in their head didn't come true. And so I think in the case of like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I had heard just through the grapevine, I don't remember who said it, but like apparently like who was it? Like Yelena Belova, whatever, Florence Pugh from the Black Widow was supposed to pop in, because keep in mind Black Widow was supposed to come out before this show, and then this was also the first one that they shot. So I think this being the first Marvel television show, I think Malcolm Spellman did a pretty good job. I think they would be better to bring in like a different director, because I felt like some of or definitely a better editor. I feel like all of the episodes, they suffered a little bit from bad editing or poor editing choices, especially like even the season or the series finale. But at the same time, I walked away like smiling. I was very happy with what I saw. I loved the speech that he gave. I loved the conversation with Isaiah Bradley. And like, you know, because given where we are as a culture, as a society here in the States this week, given the trial of Derek Chauvin, I think that was such an interesting, it was one of those things where they couldn't predict it happening like this, but it coincided. And again, going back to, let's say the Winter Soldier, right, from 2014, the Winter Soldier was written in like 2012, 2013. And by the time it came out, that was when, Edward Snowden had leaked all of that deep state information, right? All the intel, and that we're finding out about like the surveillance programs and all that shit. And then right around that same time, when it was at the height of its popularity or its kind of news cycle, here comes the Winter Soldier, which very much touched upon those same themes and those same elements. But that happened completely by accident. They didn't plan it because they couldn't plan it. And this is, again, another situation where the Winter Soldier and Falcon, part of that Captain America, storyline, they have now found themselves two times kind of being like in those kind of pockets where it mirrors to some extent what we have actually seen in real world. And that's catching lightning in the bottle twice. Unless like someone is fucking clairvoyant over there at Marvel, that's unheard of.
The one problem I would say I can't I liked spoiler if no one saw the episode, I liked how I think it's like Falcon got like the became Captain America and stuff like that. But like we really never seen like the evolution really towards like Bucky's character, really where his character's going or anything like that. People were hoping to see him become like Captain America and stuff like that. So like I feel like overall the season was very good, but I feel like there were certain hiccups that weren't answered. Like where is Bucky going from here? And like I'm happy we're getting Captain America 4. If I know we got a trilogy from the original Captain America, we got Captain America 1, 2, and 3. Does that mean if we're getting Captain America 4, we're gonna get 4, 5, and 6?
The thing is, I would assume the answer to that is yes. because Marvel, the thing is, Kevin Feige listens to what fans want and he'll give fans what they want, right? And he does that. He does it eloquently, and he does it in new and inventive ways. And that's what keeps it fresh. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some part of me feels like there's an element of superhero fatigue at times.
Yes,
but then,
kind of ironic because like we get a Captain America 4 after the last episode finished and everything like that.
Well, that was planned. That was planned.
I know that was planned, but when Snyder Cut comes out, we get nothing.
Well, that's just the difference in studio. Feige trusts his plan, right? Like he has. Well, it's not just him. So Feige has put in people that are very gifted at being able to kind of like isolate to figure out a plan forward. They have the writer's room.
Yeah, Warner Brothers has no plan.
And Warner's consistently has no plan. They consistently run every single time something negative happens. Marvel like will lean into it,
We
and
need
they'll
Kevin Feige, really. We need something like a plan or something like that. Like we have to have like some kind of plan. The one thing that I might not agree with everything that Zack Snyder does with his universe, killing off Dick Grayson and stuff like that. But the one thing that we had technically a Kevin Feige. Zack Snyder was technically a Kevin Feige that was making
he was
universe.
And to be fair, and this is a bit of a hot take. He wasn't alone though, right? He had Jim Lee and he had Jeff Johns, right? And they were, I mean, Jeff Johns is kind of a POS, right? But during, look at those storyboards that are on display currently in Dallas. They've got the storyboards out there that were from 2 and 3, and that was Jeff Johns' handwriting. They were working on it together. So there's the collaborative effort was there. The problem though is that there's suits, and the studios, they made the mistakes, and they kind of, and the thing is like, I think Zach had a great plan and I'd like to see him continue it. I don't think it's gonna, I'm not holding my breath for it. I just don't see it.
I totally agree with you. Like, I want to hope it's gonna happen. They're gonna be like doing this solo. You're at the end of the Flash movie. It can be trash. It can be whatever. Like, the end of the day of the Flash movie point is to reset into the rebirth. Like, like right now we're at the New 52 era, and this Flash movie's gonna bring the rebirth kind of.
Yeah. I have a feeling that's a top priority for them,
and it's gonna somewhat fix everything. But what I heard at DC Fandom is they're strictly sticking with solo films. So like we're never gonna get, like, I'm not saying never, we're never gonna get a Justice League film.
No, what AT&T should do is listen to the fans. And the thing is though is that there's ego involved with the power players, right? With
one
Hamada.
Thing that I do, like, people say, like, I want Jason Kilar to restore it, but do we really know if he's on our side? Because technically he only supported the Snyder Cut. He never said he wanted to. He never said he was supporting the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
That's what people are getting confused, because they think he's some kind of savior that's going to restore the Snyderverse. We don't know that. We really don't.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude. I 100% get it. I think, I mean, look, I'm not gonna say never. I'm just taking that wait and see, sort of thing.
I can't hold hope because, like, we really do not know, really, because, like, I'm a person that, like, I'm happy what I'm getting, like, as a DC fan. Like, I'm getting another Batman trilogy. I'm happy, like, but I can't, like, say that this Snyderverse can't. I'm not saying it never can happen, but I can't hold on hope and be disappointed that it's gonna be announced at DC Fandom. We don't know that, like, it can happen, but, like, I don't want to overhype myself.
Yeah.
Disappoint myself at the same time. Like, I'm just happy what we're getting. We're getting DC content. Like half of it could be good, half of it could be bad, but I'm excited what we're getting right now until we get something from Snyderverse. Like, I don't know.
I'm hoping they find a way to continue on HBO Max. I just don't see it going theatrical.
Yeah, like,
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But hey, man, I hate to cut you off, but I am actually in a fair amount of pain. So
okay.
I'm gonna
I
let you
fucking love
go.
it.
I know I wanted us to do an hour. We're an hour 20. My body is screaming at me to go lay down.
It's okay.
But no, but hey, awesome conversation, dude. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you to Gahul. Thank you to Anthony for calling on in. I love having these convos because this is the whole point of having movie talk, right?
Yeah.
To get your guys' takes on it, to get your guys' opinions on it. I always want to have open call-ins, so I appreciate it completely. I'm going to go and get my body its rest, and I will talk to you guys. Well, I got some super chats to get to real quick, but all right, man. Thanks for coming in, Arkham, and have yourself a good night, buddy.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. All right, H Bart's here says here, thank you, man. We need an Isaiah Bradley prequel show. Would love to see him and Bucky fight. He beat peak Bucky as Winter Soldier. I would love to see that too, and that might actually be something. I think they were teasing that for a reason, because I really, really enjoyed Isaiah Bradley's character, and I just like the actor. I don't know his name. Did such a good job. I really liked it. And then also we got here Rational Skeptic. Thank you very much for $5. Says, I thought a lot of the directors of the DCEU movies are pissed because they signed on thinking they would continue under the universe Zack started. Yeah. Because that's kind of the whole thing. It's like they're plotting their movies based upon what's come before it. And when Warner says, nah, everything's going to be standalone, it messes it all up. And I think that's one of the reasons why The Flash took forever to get made. And I'm really pissed that Ricky Famuyiwa didn't get it. But I'm happy at the same time because that put him on Mandalorian, and he has done some of my favorite episodes on The Mandalorian. So you know what? He went to a better property, a property that actually respects its creators, under the leadership of Favreau and Filoni. But thank you very much for that. And I am going to wrap this thing up, guys. Yeah, my back is killing me. My ribs, too. Hardest part's my ribs. And thank you guys again, and have yourself a great evening. I'll be back on probably tomorrow night, preferably on more ibuprofen. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good night, and peace out.